So, what up? It's getting dark here, so the thing is not that bright. I want to talk about two things. Two things. I was in a life, and there are a lot of things I wanted to say on that life, but I was actually brought up on this life, like to talk what I think about Christianity in Nigeria. And I wanted to say a lot of things, but it's not my life, so I could not say as much as I would like to say, and I don't want to keep forcing it. So I just let it go. And during that life, there are a lot of things that come to my mind that I want to clear out. And there are two things. There are actually two things I actually want to talk about in this video. The first one is the story of Adam and Eve. Now there are a lot of um or there's another story about this Adam and Eve that it is not truly what the Bible says it is. But that's not what I mean, that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about this for those people that always ask these questions about um, why couldn't God forgive? Okay, okay, okay. I'm going to make it three. Three things. I'm going to talk about three things. Because one other thing just entered my mind now. I started this video with just two in mind, but right now one other thing is in my mind. So I'm going to make it three. Now the first one is Adam and Eve. Let's go straight so we won't spend too much time on this busy video. The story of Adam and Eve, people keep saying God like this. I don't know if I should call them atheists because if I'm calling people atheists, it look as if it look like insult to me. I know I'm not the one, but it look as if I'm trying to paint them wrongly, but that's not what I'm doing. I still like if you don't believe in God or anything like that, I don't have any. There's no negative feelings towards you from me. It's fine. It's okay. We're all human. That is what I stand with. Human. So this atheist of a this atheist, they have this question of why, like Christians, the Bible don't want Christians to have knowledge. That is why God will chase Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden, even though they just because of knowledge that they had or that they seek. So you need to understand this thing. Now let's think about it. Now, not telling you this is the reason why, because it's not in the Bible. But remember, this page is all about using your common sense or curiosity. When you think about something, you use your sense. Let's think about it. If you remember the fruit they eat, God created Adam and Eve and they were perfect. Everything was good. Like they were like babies. They did not know what is bad and what is good. They could not know what is like. They could not do bad or good. They were just doing what what was right. Let's just put it that way. What they were made for. That's what they were doing. Now that fruit they eat introduced them to what is bad and what is good. And trust, and you and me know that we know the benefit of doing some bad things. We like there's disadvantage, but we know the advantage also. Like if I steal money and I'm successful, I'm stealing the money. How far? I'm rich now. There's some situation I want to get. Like some things I want to maneuver. I want to how like what's this English word that people do use? Like manipulate somebody, and I would lie just to manipulate the person. I will be feeling good. Like there are a lot of things, committing or knowing that like a lot of things. Let's not to dwell on those things. A lot of things. So when if you were the one now, let's say let's sorry, I might be confusing you. I'm just saying these things on top of my head. It is not scripted, nothing. So as I'm saying it, I'm thinking about. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm sorry. So let's assume you are you are God or you created. So because there's one thing about people keep like some Christians they have this mindset that God Like you can't question God. Like God does what you want to do. That is not what it is. It is not. That is very wrong. That is very far from God. And that's the reason why a lot of Christians don't ask questions. When they don't ask, because if they ask questions, you will understand God to understand. Because if you believe God created you, God that gave you a brain to think is not stupid. If he does not want you to think, why is he giving you the brain? If he don't want you to ask questions, why did he give you? Now, this particular message is for those Christians that have this mindset, this mentality that God does what he like. If God does what he wants to do, he give these people brain to think that what this guy God is doing or what I'm doing is what's the word? Is tyrant kind of doings or something like that. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with this word. And they are not really going to accept me as I want them to accept me. So that alone should let you understand that it do not just do things like that. So now let's go back. So the other one, this story you can relate it to yourself. It happened in a way that it can be related to us human. Now let's assume that you are God, as with the brain you have, and you created two people. You gave them everything except for one thing. You don't want them to know what is good and what is bad. It is just they have every other knowledge, because people keep saying knowledge. They have every other knowledge that they need. The only knowledge they don't have is what is good and what is bad. Sin comes from knowing. If you don't know that this thing is a sin, it is not a sin. That is just it. If you don't know that this thing is wrong, as long as it's not affecting anybody, and you don't know that it is wrong, it is not wrong. Whatever we say as wrong was because we realize that this thing is wrong. It teaches us that this thing is wrong, which is what that fruit does. It lets you know what is good and what is bad. You see the fun from knowing what is good and what is bad. So if you create two people, you give them everything, and you say they should not touch the fruit of good and evil. Now they've touched the fruit of good and evil. They've touched that fruit that you put there that you say they should not touch. Do you think, are you still going to leave them in that perfect place, knowing fully well at this point what they are capable of? That is just are you going to leave them? This question now is mostly for those atheists. Will you leave them like this? Now we're talking from as a human being, not as God or something. We're saying we are God, but we are humans, but now we are God. That's what I'm trying to say. So will you leave those people there? Because they can destroy everything. you everything that they have right now. They can destroy it because they already know they want to try new things. They want to they know that this thing is bad, and it also has advantage. They will want to see it. Curiosity, that's the mindset. They want to know. I don't know if I'm explaining this for you to understand, but for you to understand me well. But I feel like I'm not saying it the way it is in my head. I don't know how to convey this message for you to understand, but that's what I want to say. That's just the thing. So, chasing Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden because they ate the fruit of good and evil is a very understandable thing to do. It is very understandable. Now you've known the fruit of, you know good, you know bad. Now go outside and do the things. You are now like me. Now go outside and do this thing. Show whatever you know. Like it's almost like, okay, go, let me see what you are doing with this. And this whole thing now come down to sin, to where sin now falling, and where we now have to do the right things and believe in Jesus Christ. Like it is I will talk about this some other time. I can't wait for the day I'm going to start a live on TikTok. I just can't wait to answer people questions. So that's that for Adam and Eve. I'm going to do another video for the next thing because this video is getting long.